One of just the many signs that let you know just where you are in California. We are live at the Staples Center for a Western Conference contest with the Los Angeles Clippers here in L.A. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Jamal Crawford. He's growing with his team, getting more comfortable. Every day.
You know, like you were saying, the trade has the team buzzing. I mean, they're on fire. You can already see it in the warm-up, how loose and confident they look out there.
You know, and also gives players a huge boost knowing that the guys running this team, the owner, the front office, they also are committed to winning. And so that will, in and of itself, I believe, gives a player far more confidence to go out there and compete.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. Steph Curry's out there with Crawford. And it's Bogut in at the 5. Roaming the paint. Crawford, no luck.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a loss to Portland.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Iguodala dishes to Green. Kicks it out to Iguodala. And stolen by Redick. Iguodala against Paul. Iguodala with the steal. Curry wide open, and he's good on the 3-ball.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Paul outside. Now the pass to Griffin. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford. Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who is able to catch up with. Coach Doc Rivers.
He told me he's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in his game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways. Back to you.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. To the paint, it's deflected. It's stolen by Bogut. On, here we go. Crawford all alone. Finished off the break. Crawford's got 5.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does. Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Griffin's shot is good.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
The Warriors trailing. On its way from Curry for 2, and misses it off the right side of the rim. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Draymond Green. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Chalmers in for Curry. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Feeds it to Paul. No one near him. Rebounded by Chalmers.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And the slam dunk by Spates.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can... jump out of the building.
Griffin kicks to Paul. From the high post. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Paul. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night. Golden State's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. And Chalmers kicks to Barnes. Back to Chalmers. Beyond the arc. Thompson with the rebound. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Paul goes in, down low, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Thompson with the bucket.
Great awareness by Mario Chalmers on that feed.
The Clippers in the lead. Here's Paul. Barnes grabs the miss.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Thompson from long range. Paul can't get it to go. And that concludes a back and forth. And Clippers head coach Doc Rivers told us earlier he wants to...
Expectations are good.
Doc Rivers is really a master motivator, isn't he?
Yeah,
it's almost jiu-jitsu, the way he takes something like criticism and Clark turns it into a compliment.
How could you not want to play for Doc? I mean, he's the ultimate players coach and the kind of guy his players would do anything for. He's played the game, and he's a tremendous communicator.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You know, they're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
That's who they are. They've been the aggressor early, attacking the hoop and getting into that paint.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots, and it's Varejao in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. When you think about Shaun Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Paul can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 6. To the paint. Here's Iguodala. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Rivers checked in. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. That's good. Rivers has got his first points of the night. Warriors trail by 6.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, So he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
Here is Livingston. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
And Klay Thompson, born into an athletic family. His father, the former #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And Clark, his mom, was a Division I volleyball player.
And, you know, Thompson, despite those genes, was not a highly recruited player out of high school. Grew up in UCLA's backyard, but ended up playing college ball in Washington State.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the starters were extremely happy to get some rest and let the bench guys do the heavy lifting. Definitely a feel-good win for the team.
Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And then for Golden State, Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Varejao. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Crawford in for Klay Thompson. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Clippers leading by 10. Wide open look. Not gonna go as it bounces high off the rim. And Crawford with the basket on the assist by Rush. 7 points for Crawford.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
And Griffin slams it in.
Boy. He threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Warriors trail by 10. Here's Crawford. They kick it out to Green. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Curry with another miss.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
The drive by Green, and it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. That's 7 points for Jeff Green.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Here's Rush. Nifty move. And he gets it to go.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Here's Rivers. He's got 5. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. Great D that time from Green.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
The clock runs out. And
Yes, Kevin.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He had 14 points, 6 rebounds, and that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Blake Griffin doing all sorts of things. He's got 14 points, and when it comes to rebounding, he's had a nice night there, too.
He's not afraid to mix it up there in the middle, getting in there and doing a lot of the dirty work.
Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Griffin is out there with Tristan Thompson, and it's Green in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Clippers leading by 7.
And guys, Steph Curry, the rare point guard who's almost as effective playing off the ball as he is on it. And the Warriors have really emphasized that as he's evolved as a player, bringing in a lot of playmakers who can set him up coming off screens. He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And speaking of Curry playing off the ball in the pass, Clark, we'd see him guarding shooting guards defensively. Some said trying to hide him against lesser offensive players.
Well, I think guarding 2 guards gave him a chance maybe to save some energy for the offensive end. But recently, Steve Kerr has had him on point guards more. You want your best players taking the challenge at both ends of the court.
Now here's Paul. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. On the wing, Green. He's covered by Iguodala. Just 4 to shoot. Griffin goes in, and he gets it back. And he takes that one up and powers it through. Warriors trail by 9. Here's Crawford. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists tonight. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And Steph Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Golden State. Spates comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Chalmers in for Curry. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Paul passes to Redick. Plenty of space. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Redick's got his first 2 points. Crawford outside. Iguodala against Green. It's stolen by Green. It's 2-on-1. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Green's got his 3rd rebound tonight. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Iguodala. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Paul, and the layup is good. Paul's got 6.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. Former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he's well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by Golden State. Chalmers dishes to Crawford. That drops. And now just a 3-point Clipper lead.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And one thing about Mario Chalmers last season, he really had to play a different role. And it took him some time, Greg, to get used to.
Yeah, anytime your team loses a superstar like LeBron James, other guys get asked to do a little bit more. Mario was asked to be more of an aggressive scorer, a role that isn't so easy to jump into after 6 years of being that 4th or 5th option in the offense.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Channing Frye's checked in for Griffin. And it's Livingston in for Green. And then for Golden State, Anderson Varejau's checked in for Green. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Steph Curry subbed in for Mario Chalmers.
You know, going back to Mario Chalmers last year, guys, I mean, having to take on more of a scoring role was tough for him. His field goal percentage dropped 50 points from the season before. His three-point percentage dropped even more. His assist numbers were down. Well, I bet you part of that was the fact LeBron was no longer there.
And it's blocked by Curry, but he gets it back. And Redick kicks to Thompson. And Brandon Rush gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Redick with the bucket.
And on the topic of Chalmers, you know, he's a complimentary player. He can D up, he can hit the open three. He's been known to hit big shots, a solid finisher, and that is valuable. But when you ask him maybe to do a little too much, then you're not playing to his strength.
Al Paul after the missed three from Stephen Curry. Thompson, a screen on Crawford. Baseline jumper. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Thompson. Crawford passes to Varejao. Back to Crawford. Curry from 13. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Warriors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Stephen Curry. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Paul kicks to Redick. The shot and game by 4. To the inside. Here's Aldrich. Los Angeles. And stolen by Redick. Aldrich dishes to Fry. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist from Channing Frye. 8 points for Chris Paul.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this...
All right, the 4th quarter of action getting underway. We've had a Warriors on the wing. Thompson and Iguodala. They'll get out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Chalmers in at the point. Green, the pass to Paul. And finished off by Griffin.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Here's Paul. He kicks to Aldrich. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Thompson, he's checked in for Cole Aldrich.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys. He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Wasted no time on that one.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Paul outside. Clock at 6. Launches it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Draymond Green was checked in for Barnes. Warriors trail by 4. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. And the shot is good. And it's 6 points for Andre Iguodala.
They've raised their field goal percentage just above 50% here. They actually look like a totally different team than what we saw in the first half. Much better execution offensively.
And Andre Iguodala, guys, one of the most unselfish players in the league. I mean, that unselfishness for me, too, is what was put to a test last season as the former All-Star was asked by his coach, Steve Kerr, to come off the bench for the Warriors. And you know what? He did it without complaint, putting the team first.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
And thank you, Doris. Green kicks to Clark. Crawford outside. From deep three-point range, here's Spates. Shot is off. Good D by Thompson. And for Iguodala, some have said he's unselfish, Clark, to a fault.
Yeah, and you know, a great athlete and ball handler, I think he could be much more aggressive looking to attack off the dribble. He's really unique, though, a player who puts his emphasis on the defensive end and does a really good job at that end of the floor.
Here's Clark. Hands it from downtown.
Fantastic bomb there, just especially against the taller defender.
Clutch shooting, determination, and plenty of skill, too.
Paul dishes to Thompson. Picked by Griffin. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Griffin's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Warriors trail by 3. Here's Curry with the 3. The rebound by Jeff Green.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
And that one's good. And the Clippers lead by 5.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Crawford. Thompson with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And that one's good.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint. And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Green passes to Paul. It's Redick on the wing. Back to Paul. Shoots a 3. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist by Paul. And now a 10-point Clipper lead.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Los Angeles.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And this will push their record to 39 wins and a good effort tonight.
And really, they finally got something good to happen against this team. The last 2 games they faced them weren't nearly as productive.
That's right. I mean, they'll now be 1-2 against them this season. They'll face them once more, so they could end up with a split in those 4 games.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Griffin. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. And,
and the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Warriors making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. Back to Curry. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's foul number 2 for him. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Looking at the game for Paul. He's got 8 points and 7 assists.
The first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
2 shots.
So it gets them both, and it's an 8-point game.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Griffin kicks to Thompson. And so Los Angeles takes the win, even early on.